with my last card from uh, my recent cards, that I would show that I had done the layout due to a sketch challenge and how to use those sketch challenges in Design Space. And this is really, really easy. Basically, you're using these sketch challenges as tracing templates. Now, you can get them all over the place. They're everywhere. I know that Split Coast Stampers has tons of them, and so does My Favorite Things. And I'll put the URLs for those two sites in the comments on this later. So right now, I'm just going to show you two simple sketch challenges and the difference between them and how to use them to do your card layouts. So I'm going to upload an image, and I'm going to do a basic upload, and I'm going to browse, and I have mine. You can see it up here. Let me bring it down here into the window. And I have mine in my SVG folder here. I'm going to show you two different ones. I'm going to show you a simple one first. And I got this one, it's the current sketch challenge on My Favorite Things. So I'm going to take it to PNG. And it's very simple. And it's a simple image. And I'm going to go simple image. And I'm going to continue. And let's zoom back. And really, we don't really need to do much to it. It's there, it's just black and white, but it's just shapes. But it's an interesting card layout. So I'm going to continue, and I'm going to preserve the original image, and I'm going to rename it MFT Sketch 220, and I'm going to tag it as card layout sketch. I'm going to save it. And I'm going to insert it, because everything that's on there you don't have to worry about. You're not going to use that. This is just it just needs to be there for tracing. Now I am going to go to my layers. I'm going to edit this, and since this is going to be a card front, I'm going to resize it to the size of a card front. So I'm going to unlock this, and my width is going to be 4.25, and my height is going to be 5.5, and there's your card front. I'm going to lock that back. Now we need a few things. We need some rectangles and circles. So I'm going to insert some images, and I'm going to clear out that. I'm going to bring in, and you know, with these you've got some leeway. You don't have to do it exactly the way they do it, but you can. I may fancy this one up. I'm going to bring in this circle. I'm going to bring in this circle, and I'm going to bring in this rectangle. And I'm going to insert those images. Okay. And all right, so I'm going to go to layers, the scalloped circle. I'm going to ungroup it, and I'm going to delete the black. one. Okay, now this one I need actually 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need this one 4. So first thing I'm going to do is ungroup it. I'm going to, oh, wrong one. Oh, we're going to leave that. I'm going to need that in a minute. Oh, this one didn't have a background, so we're good. So we need 4 of these. So I'm going to duplicate that 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Now, that is if I'm just going to put circles of cardstock here. I think I'm not. These, if I were making this, I would probably use jewels or embellishments. So let's undo. So we only need 1 of those circles. Now here we're going to need, if this whole thing is the 5 1/4, we're going to need the background layer, this layer, and this layer. So we are going to need 3 of these. So we've already ungrouped, so we're going to ungroup this. And you might as well keep this. We can just use it. 1, 2. So we only need 1 more of these. So we're going to duplicate that. And we're good. So now, since this is your base card, we don't need to do anything here. So all we need to do, let's go with this first layer. Let's use the black. Okay? And we just want to put this black one on top here. Well, let's make it a different color. Let's make it berry. We may not do it that color. So we'll bring it that way. And let's go back to the edit and unlock it. And we're just going to use that until it's approximately the size of that first layer. And we're going to bring it down a bit. So now it's the size of the first layer. So we can pull it off here and set it aside. Now, this layer. So we're going to bring this one over. And we're going to unlock it. And we're going to bring it here. And we're going to bring it here. And it's about right. So we're going to move it here over on top of its other layer. Now, since I wanted this one with the scallop background, I'm going to bring this circle here. And we're going to leave it locked. And we're just going to resize it until it's actually just slightly larger than the circle underneath. Now we're going to bring this one on top. And size it till it looks good for us. So we're going to bring that. Arrange, we're going to move to the front. And that looks like it's just slightly up from center. So we're going to put it basically where we want it. And we're going to bring that forward. So there. Now this one, again, we're going to unlock it. See, all we're doing is using this as a template to size the pieces according to the sketch. we can change its color. So see if that one was pink in the thing. And you see, because it doesn't have to match up exactly here because you're going to cut it and do that. And like I said, these circles are I would probably make them into jewels. And this is going to get mounted on your standard card front, your standard card size, which you could go ahead and put in and cut if you wanted to. But when I'm doing a plain base card, sometimes I just like to just cut it manually. You get more cards out of it, there's less waste. But you can always do that. And if you were going to round your corners, you could have brought in the rounded corner base thing. And then this, yeah, we're just going to delete it because now it's just, well, you can keep it or whatever, but you're not going to cut it. You're just going to keep it to use as your reference when you do the card, when you put the card together. That's all you have to do for one of those card layouts. Super simple. Just use that to trace the elements on the card. That's the simple one. So now I'm just gonna, I may not make that card yet, so yeah, let's go ahead and let's go ahead and save this. And we're gonna call this MFT Sketch 220 card. And we're gonna save it. Okay, now I'm gonna do a new file from scratch. We're going to do the same thing, but this one's going to be a little trickier. But it's the reason I really like to do it this way. I'm going to upload an image. I'm going to do a basic upload. And I'm going to browse. And I'm going to look I think this is it. Yes, that's it. The reason this one's more difficult, at least to me, is because of this piece right here. And there's an easy way to put it together because it's got angled cuts that I want. So, very simply, I'm going to go ahead and I'm telling it it's a simple image. I'm going to continue. I'm not going to clean anything up. I'm just going to keep it the way it is. I'm going to continue. Sketch 86, I don't even remember where I got this, so I'm just going to call it card layout sketch. I'm going to save it. And I'm going to upload it. Now I could uploaded it but it would be vectors, but I could have done it in fancy steps like Melody did, but I'd have to do a lot of erasing and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to insert that. And again, the black area is actually going to be my card front. So, but again, I'm going to edit it. I'm going to unlock it. And my width is going to be 5.5. It's going to be 5.5. And my height is going to be 4.25. So now it's card size again. Now, here is where it gets tricky. Okay, I'm just going to need some squares. The center square, That's simple. So I'm just going to insert some squares or rectangles or whatever. I'm just going to insert one. I'm going to insert it. There we go. And I'm going to ungroup it. This aside. So I'm going to duplicate this one a couple of times. All right. And this is just my basic background layer. Let's unlock it. Well, it's the right size. Let's change its color to some semblance of turquoise. Find a turquoise. That'll be turquoise. So that we just set aside. We don't need that right now. So actually we don't need it, so we're just going to hide it. Now for this one, now for the pink one. Again, unlock. Make the color. Yeah. Somewhere in the fuchsias. Again, it doesn't really matter what color it is here. Just there's a good color. Okay, and let's turn that off because we don't need it right now. Here's the tricky part, is this shape. So, and I may need this one twice, so let's duplicate that one more time. So, here's the tricky part. Actually, is where did it go? We're going to make this the size of our card base. Move it aside. And rotate this one. I'm going to move it as we're going to leave this here, and we're going to move it to the back. So it's at the back now. Now I'm going to rotate this. Let's give ourselves a little more room and move this down. Rotate this until we have the right angle. We'll make it a little bigger. Let's unlock it. Make it this way. We're going to pull this right here. I'm going to turn this way. Okay. Now I'm going to turn this one off for right now. Why isn't it disappearing? But at any rate, we're going to take this note card and this turned on note card. And we're going to control click We're going to control click those two cards, and we're going to slice. Pull that apart, pull that apart, and we're good. But I forgot I needed it one more time. So let's just delete this. Let's delete this. Let's go out and get one more rectangle. Any old rectangle, doesn't matter. Let's insert it. Let's turn this on. And ungroup. And delete that one. So now we just got this one again. And again, we're gonna bring our flattened set. We're gonna bring it to the front so we can see it. We're gonna unlock this, and we're going to bring it over here, and we're gonna move it to the front because we want it on top. And we're gonna bring it out narrower, and we're gonna turn it to the side. We're gonna boom, boom, boom. And there we go. And it's just right. Just about perfect. There, that's perfect. So now I can take this, I can move it off to the side. I can select these two. And I can slice. And I can pull that away, and I can pull that away, and there's that middle shape. So I can delete these two. And I can take my sliced image, and I can take it berry. And there, now we can turn on our other three pieces. Voila. And voila, you have this card layout. And again, if I wanted to cut that, I could cut the background or whatever, but I don't need it, so I can just delete this, and I can delete this flattened set. And there is my card sketch layout for that one with the fancy cut. All there is to it. All there is to it. Now I have the fancy cut, and that's how I did the cut from the other one, from, if you can see it, from this card. That's how I did the cut from this card. I just used that to slice it. So thank you for watching. That's how you can use those sketch challenges to make really cool cards.